All right, y'all. Thank you. All right, share this if you can. Listen, this is just my 2 cents. Let me talk just for a brief minute on what I feel like. I talked about this in my spoken word, Divided States America, 2 years ago. And I'll say it again. Like, I feel like we live in the most selfish world ever, okay? And as individuals, I know some people don't want to hear this, but this is what I see. And this is what I don't get, okay? This is what I don't get. And we'll jump into Trump and Biden here in a second. I know everybody has different views. Some of you are well more versed than me, but this is just what I see from a common sense perspective, okay? What baffles me, like what I don't get is, and this is what I see, right? Let's just say Trump, right? And we can use, Biden as an example too, which I will. But let's just say Trump. What I don't get is that people want to be right so much that they will overlook the wrongs. Like, people want to be right so much, and I don't rock with that. Like, I don't care if you're my mama, my daddy, my best friend. If you do something or say something or don't stand for something that's wrong, right? If you stand for something that's wrong, I'm going to call you out on it. I don't care how much I support you, period. So this is what I don't like when I see people that support one or the other, but they don't call them out on their BS, right? When you know it's BS, you don't call them out on their BS. It just means that you're probably full of it yourself. And that's just my point of view on that. Like, I don't get that. Like, if that was wrong. So in the debate, I'm just going to point out one thing from each side. What was wrong for me, what I saw with Trump, and maybe I was overlooking it, is the whole white supremacy thing. Like, to me, what's so hard to say? I stand against that. And for him not to be able to say that, to me, is an issue. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't care if it was the reverse roles. If somebody else was standing for a hate group or didn't condemn a hate group, I don't care who you are. Like, I'm going to be like, that's wrong. I don't care if that was my brother or my sister or my wife or my son. I'm going to say that was wrong. And to see people be silent about that just to prove their own points, to me, is whack. Like, whack. You can support somebody, but you can still call somebody out on their wrongs. So that's that. Same thing with Biden. Like, Biden has things in his past, literally, that aren't good, especially when it comes to the African-American community. It's facts. We can look at that. And so for somebody to look at Biden and never call him out on that part, to me, is a problem. And that's my whole thing with this. Like, let's stand for what's right, period. Let's stand for what's right. Let's go against the things that are wrong, period. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I think it's choosing the lesser of the two evils. I don't want either one of them to be my president. Just speaking facts to you, I don't. I really, really don't. And I know there's certain things, again, that maybe Trump does well. Maybe Biden does well, right? But that's my thing, man. Like, I can't stand people that I see on the timeline on my personal pages that ride so hard for either party, but they won't call somebody out on certain things because they want to look right so much. They want to look right so much. Like, who cares? Like, if I vote for somebody and that person does something wrong, I'm going to be like, listen, man, I still rock with them because 95% of what they do, I believe in. It's 5% that I don't. But I know no man is perfect on this world. Cool. But I'm going to call them out. And I just think we live in a time where everybody wants to be significant. Everybody wants to be right so much, and nobody wants to even try to look at someone else's perspective. That's why we have a world full of division, because nobody wants to look at other people's perspective. I can't judge the next man for voting for who he votes for because I don't know what goes on in his household. I don't know how he sees things. I don't know what he's experienced. So I can't do that. I can't judge the next woman for voting who they want to vote for. I can't. I might not agree with it, but I still can respect it. And to see people tear other people down based upon their views, to me, is trash. And that's what I'm trying to say, man. Like, we can't be so freaking like want to be right so much that we become blind to what's wrong. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anybody's wrong or right at what you believe in. And I think stereotyping people is a bad thing too, even though sometimes stereotypes are right. But it's just like, man, like some of us, we're so into being right because this is who some of you are. And I know it's probably making some people mad, but some people are so into being right all the time that they can never be wrong. Like, they will, you ever been around a good liar? And a good liar will tell the lie so much that that person believes it's the actual truth. And I think we live in a world like that now. It's like people become blind to what's wrong because they want to be so right. It doesn't mean you're wrong if you call somebody out that you support in their wrongs, right? It doesn't mean that, oh, you're so worried about what other people think. So that's my 2 cents. I really feel, and I'm not trying to like put myself on a pedestal, but I really feel I could have been at that debate and like held my own. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like both of them are whack. That's just my 2 cents. And so this is another thing that I want to ask, because I struggle with this, to be honest with you. Like, I know my right to vote, right? And I don't want to ever tell people not to vote, because we all have rights. And I know, the journey for me being able to vote. I know that my great grandparents and grandparents weren't able to do those things. And I know what they fought for to be able to give us the opportunity to vote. So this is just me asking a question. Okay. And this is a serious question. So what do you do do you vote because you have the right to, right? Or and vote for something you really don't believe in, right? That you really don't really like, and say, man, like, I'm voting for this person because I really believe in them. Or do you not vote, right? So answer that question for me. What are you guys doing that are in this position? That you might say, you know what? Biden's terrible. Trump is terrible. But I don't want to not use my vote, right? Because of what, people went through to give me the right to be able to vote. So I'm just curious, what are you guys' thoughts on that? This is just me saying this. This is not politics, by the way. This is just me saying this to you guys. You guys have a voice every single day. And let's separate the conversation now. You guys have a voice every single day to use your voice. And I'm not saying that, you shouldn't depend on a president or whatever like that. But I hate to bring the faith into it. But, my president is Christ, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I've always been a person that, and I know, and when I say that, I'm not taken away from voting or anything like that. Like, I don't want y'all to take this message from me. But I've always been a person that I don't care who's in office. I'm going to go live my purpose regardless. I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to use my voice to help people. And I always feel like I'm the president of my own life. I'm the president of my household. I'm the president of my community. I'm the president of rehab time, right? And I can use my voice to help create the change that I need to create. And I can fight for that. And so I think sometimes we get so paralyzed by thinking we need, and again, I understand the barriers that, some things are caused by higher ups. I understand that. But I think so many times we get so stuck in our mindset that we need other people to be able to free us to do certain things with our life, that we forget how powerful and how capable we are. Because waiting for a man, or waiting for your neighbor, or waiting for a president, or waiting for your job, waiting for your boss, waiting for your mama, waiting for your daddy to create a change in your life is not going to happen. It's not. And I'll be honest with you. I don't think any president, and this might seem like the super wrong way to say it, but I feel like no president has really changed my life personally. And I know that everybody can't relate to that, but I feel like no president that I've experienced has really changed my life personally. It's the work that I decided to do in my own life and the steps that I decided to take. I'm sure certain things allowed me more freedoms to do certain things, I'm sure. But at the end of the day, my life is my responsibility, and I refuse to put my life in the hands of other people. I just refuse to do that. I've always been like that. I don't care if you're my parents. I don't care if you are my friends. I don't care if you are the president of the United States. Whoever's in office is not going to stop me from doing what I need to do. Even if it makes it harder for me to do it, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm going to do and fight for what I want to fight for. And so I want you guys to find that confidence in yourself and get off of social media arguing back and forth, because I'm going to tell you right now, you will never prove points to a closed mind. And when people have their mind made up, they have their mind made up. When people have their mind made up, they're not trying to hear you to understand. They're trying to hear you to disagree with you. That's the world that we live in. People don't want to understand. People want to disagree. People want to reply to disagree. People want to listen to disagree. People want to come on Facebook Lives to disagree. Like, nobody's trying to hear nobody anymore. Nobody's trying to respect nobody's trying to respect anybody and see other people's point of view, right? And so my thing is, man, realize the power that you have. Realize the power that you have to create the change. If you don't like something in your community, realize the power that you have. And again, you might hit a brick wall. I get that. But you should at least be doing things yourself to be able to create the change that you wish to see. And it starts with your household, right? If you can't create a change in your own household, I'm going to tell you right now, ain't nothing in the world going to change. If you can't create a change in your own community, ain't nothing going to change. And so that's just my mindset. It all starts with you. It don't start with Trump. It don't start with Biden. It all starts with you. Okay. So if you want to make a difference, you want to see the difference, be the difference. Like, honestly, the person that I really wanted to be president didn't even make it. So I'll just say that it wasn't Kanye West. But yeah, man, I just wanted to share that tonight. I want to talk about something different. I want to talk about something that was on my heart. And my overall message tonight, man, is like, don't let politics, which it always does, like create more division, like left and right. I'm Republican. I'm Democratic. I'm left. I'm just like, dog, you human. You gonna die just like everybody else. You going 6 feet under the ground just like everybody else. And I understand like you rocking with something. But some of y'all are rocking with a left or a right, and y'all ain't rock for your own family like that. Some of y'all don't even go hard for your own life like that, but you going hard for a president. Like, that's what I just don't understand that. I don't get it. And I understand that everybody's not gonna have a mind like me and think like me. I just don't get that. Like, I don't get it. I'm like, dang, like you go hard for other people more than you do your own life. I don't get it. And I respect it, because just because I don't get it doesn't mean it's wrong, but I just never understood that. I never operated like that. So that's my 2 cents tonight, man. I didn't want to come on here and create any division. I was just curious on those questions that I asked. And I just asked that we lead with love. Like, I see people like not being friends over this stuff. Like, really? Not being friends. I see family members not talking to each other. Like, that's crazy to me. That's crazy. When probably nothing will, I'm not going to say that. I got to watch what I say. But seriously, like, create division. Like, we should come together. And I'm just a firm believer in this. And I will say this. I don't care who it is in office. I'm going to say I don't care. Let me not say that. I just hope whoever is in the driver's seat of this country, which is a lot more than the president, by the way, you know, a lot more other things on a local level matter that we don't even go out and vote for or think about. I just hope that a leader leads with love, leads with connection and bringing people together instead of separation. I just think if we're in a country that is separated, that's divided, it's like in my house, right? If my house is divided, I'm not talking about vote Democrat or Republican, but if my house is divided, then that shows who I am as a leader. If my team is divided, it shows who I am as a leader. Leaders are supposed to bring together. Leaders are not supposed to divide. There's no community without unity. Not presidents. Leaders are supposed to unify. They're not supposed to divide. And so that's my only thing, man, as I'm thinking about just leadership in general. And remember, leadership is not a position. Leadership is an action. It's not a position. Oftentimes, we think leadership is a position. We think leadership is the CEO, or leadership is the president, or leadership is the owner. Leadership is not a position. Leadership is action. And so that means that no matter your position, you can lead with action, right? You can lead with love in your life. You can lead with unity. You can lead with bringing people together. You can lead with certain things. Like, you can be a leader. But a lot of us, we don't want to take that responsibility. We'll rather put the responsibility on someone else, so we can point the finger when someone else doesn't go right and say, hey, it wasn't on me, it's on them. So there we go. And I get it, man. I know people are fighting for Biden on here. People are fighting for Trump. Like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be honest with you. That's a hard position to be in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to condemn anybody in that position, because that's a hard position to be in. I can only imagine being responsible. Like, I know how it is being responsible for, you know, for a few people. So being responsible for millions, that's a tough position. But that's the position that you chose. So when you choose that position, you got to accept what comes with it. But I just wanted to put that out there, man. I was just thinking about this. I'm like, man, let me come on here and talk about it and not stay silent about it. And actually use it as an opportunity to be able to focus on what matters most. And what matters most is love, man. What matters most is love. If I said in the United States of America, if I was the president, my first policy would start with love. You know, we're supposed to be one nation under God, but it seems like we put everything else up. We're supposed to be one nation under God, but it seems like we put everything else up above. That's just facts. That's just what it seems like to me. I appreciate y'all, man. Let's get it, man. Hey, and make sure your moral compass is right. Because listen, this is something I was thinking about the other day. I was like, if I'm always doing something that is negative, if I'm always doing something that's divisive, if I'm always doing something that is bad. It only means one thing. My moral compass isn't right. Your moral compass, right, leads you to the results of your life and the things that you do. And so if you're getting great results, if you're getting great results from your life and positivity, you feel that, like, as they say, everything comes full circle. If you're seeing that, then maybe your moral compass is right, man. Maybe your moral compass inside of you. And my moral compass, it just doesn't lead me to hate. It doesn't lead me to division. It just doesn't. Even if it's somebody that looks different than me, somebody that I might disagree with, like, at the end of the day, I know that's my brother. I know that's my sister. As a human being, I know that, right? I know they got struggles just like me. I know they fight silent battles just like me. And so I'm always going to try to help my brother stand before I kick my brother down. Like, always going to try to do that. And if we get to a place in the world we can get back to that, or I don't know if we ever was there, if we can get to that, if we can make America peaceful again, if we can make America care again, if we can make America love again, if it ever did, I'm not sure if it did or not, but if we can get back to that, man, that's a beautiful place to be at, man. So I'm out. Instagram, come check me out. We're gonna have some fun over there. But I just wanted to throw that out there, man. And if you see somebody on here that's maybe different than you, how about you send that person some love and some light and let them know, like, just because we don't see eye to eye on certain things don't mean we can't have a heart to heart. Feel me? Let's get it. It's rehab time.